Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into a really important topic, dry ejaculation. Now, before we get started, if you find this kind of deep dive helpful, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That way you won't miss a thing. And of course, don't forget to support us with a like. Okay, let's start with the feeling at the very heart of this journey. Imagine experiencing that moment of deep pleasure, but something's different. There's no release. For a lot of guys, this sudden change can be incredibly confusing and honestly pretty worrying. It often kicks off this silent cycle of anxiety and self-doubt. But here's the absolute first thing you need to understand. This is not a threat to your masculinity. Not at all. A better way to think about it is like this. It's a very specific internal message from your body, and it's a message that just needs to be heard and understood. So, to really get what that message is saying, we've got to decode how the body works. We need to draw a clear line between two things that feel like they're the same, but are actually totally separate processes. And this slide really lays it all out. On one hand, you had the orgasm. Think of that as the neurological event. It's that amazing rush of pleasure that's all happening in your brain, in your nervous system. But then you have ejaculation. That's the mechanical action, the physical process of expelling fluid. They almost always happen at the same time, which is why we link them, but they are two distinct things. So that brings us right to the definition of dry ejaculation. It's when you feel that complete climax. The orgasm is 100% there, but that mechanical part we just talked about, it's changed. And the result is very little or even no fluid at all. And this is so important to get. Your core sexual functions, they're often completely fine. We're talking about your libido, your sex drive, your ability to feel that incredible pleasure of an orgasm, and your ability to get and maintain an erection. See, the change is mechanical. It's not some kind of system-wide failure. Okay, so if all the main systems are still a go, then what's actually causing this? Well, science has narrowed it down to three main and pretty well understood reasons. Right. We're not just guessing here. The causes almost always fall into one of three buckets. You've got a mechanical rerouting, a physical blockage, or a shift in your hormones. Okay, the most common culprit is something called retrograde ejaculation. Here's a way to picture it. There's a little valve where your bladder connects. Normally, during orgasm, it slams shut, forcing everything to go forward and out. But with retrograde ejaculation, that valve doesn't close all the way, so the fluid just follows the path of least resistance, which is backwards, right into the bladder. So you might be asking, what would make that little valve stop working correctly? Well, it can be a side effect of certain surgeries, like on the prostate or bladder. It can also be caused by some medications. Certain blood pressure meds or antidepressants are known for this. Or it could be nerve damage from a chronic condition, like uncontrolled diabetes. And a big clue for this one? Often, you'll notice your urine is cloudy right after orgasm. All right, cause number 2 is a good old-fashioned blockage. You can think of it like a roadblock or a traffic jam. The little tubes that carry the fluid, the seminal ducts, can get obstructed. Maybe it's scar tissue from an old infection, or tiny stones, kind of like kidney stones, or some other structural issue. Whatever it is, the fluid is produced, but it just can't get out. And finally, our third main cause is hormonal. We're talking specifically about low testosterone. You know, testosterone isn't just about sex drive. It's kind of like the fuel that runs the reproductive glands. So when those testosterone levels drop, the glands just don't produce as much fluid. It's a simple volume issue. Now, while this is often just a mechanical issue and nothing to panic about, it's really important to know that sometimes dry ejaculation can be an early warning sign. It can be your body's way of flagging other conditions that really do need immediate medical attention. And these are the critical red flags you need to watch out for. If you ever see blood in your urine or semen, if you experience sudden, sharp pain, if there's a loss of sensation down there, or if this is happening along with other neurological symptoms, you need to see a doctor. This isn't a wait-and-see situation. It's urgent. You know, we have to talk about the emotional side of this because it's huge. A lot of men feel shame or fear, and they just withdraw. But it is so critical to remember that real intimacy, it's about connection. It's about closeness. It's about shared pleasure. It has nothing to do with the volume of fluid. That psychological burden is heavy, but you can put it down. True connection isn't measured in milliliters. So let's talk about the path forward. And the most important point here is that this is a manageable condition.
It is not a dead end. There is a clear, practical path you can take to restore function when it's possible, and more importantly, to restore your confidence and your sense of well-being.
This path forward really boils down to 5 powerful steps, and it all begins with step 1, breaking the silence. Talk to your partner, talk to a doctor. From there, the most critical step is to see a specialist, like a urologist, to get a proper diagnosis. Then it's about managing any root causes, getting your blood pressure or diabetes under control. Step 4 is adopting a healthier lifestyle in general. And finally, step 5, listen to your doctor and follow their advice. And that healthy lifestyle piece really can play a huge supportive role. Simple things like adding foods rich in zinc, think walnuts, pumpkin seeds, can really support your overall reproductive health. And hey, don't ever underestimate the power of a good night's sleep. It's absolutely essential for your body's hormone regulation and all its repair processes. So we're going to end on this really hopeful and powerful thought. With the right knowledge and the right care, your sense of self, your vitality, it is not defined by this condition. True strength isn't about ignoring a problem. It's about having the courage to listen to your body and get the help you need. I'd really love to know your opinion on this content. If you found this helpful, please support us with a like and let me know what you think in the comments. And hey, if you have ideas for topics you'd like us to cover in the future, definitely write those in the comments too. We'll do our best to get to them. And one last reminder to subscribe to the channel and activate that bell. And with that, this explainer comes to an end. Until we meet again in the next one, I wish you all the very best. Take care.